All right. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. What's good? The markets. Shit. Mm. So, Ali, what's up? Good morning to you. Right, cause we were just we were just hold on. All in. You said you be at work when we do the night show, right? So what time do you get off? I just thought about that. Cause the fact that you still up, that's good. That's crazy. You ain't sleep. You over here pulling all nighters like me. You and the markets, matter of fact. Hmm. Shoot. Anytime at this point, yes, I can't fall asleep. You got to charge when you hit the light button into a. You got to change when you hit the light button into a laughing emoji because your videos be hilarious. This would be creative. Yeah, I get. You know what's crazy, bro? I was thinking about. It's crazy, like legit. When I was laying down earlier, I was like, I need to come figure out like how to have these little emojis and these little sound effects and shit that some of the other people be having to spark things up, and then you come out here and say that. But that's what's up, bro. I probably definitely try to put that in there. Ghostin, what's up, my boy? Let me go ahead and add my little music to it. Hold up. We about to get ready to start in 30 more seconds. Give people a little bit more time. But I can go ahead and dive into this. Hold on. As y'all see, we got our four trending topics for today. We got BET. Now, basically with BET, I got this video of this guy that's pretty much talking about the destruction of the black culture, and he was basically implying how some of it, a good portion of it, and this is actually a white guy too, saying that it started with BET because he was saying that how in the beginning days, how BET wasn't nearly as toxic, basically, and then after the founder of BET sold it, that's when stuff started going downhill because we started seeing a bunch of negative stereotypes and things like that. Yeah, it was sold to the Redstone family. And that's when they started pushing all of these crazy agendas to basically start, diluting and destroying the black families. So, according to him, and I actually agree, Robert Johnson kind of sold us out, whether he know it that he was doing that or not. A lot of things took a bad turn after he did that. And then next we're going back to Yo Gotti. He's in it again. So back to back for your boy Yo Gotti. But it makes sense since we have the Yo Gotti trial going on. I mean the Young Dolph death trial is currently going on. And of course, a lot of people are pointing fingers at CMG. So with that being said, of course, Yo Gotti's name is going to come up a lot. This one right here is going to be very controversial, hot topic. Ladies and fellas, actually, because it's the sister that basically, I seen it. It was a clip that was kind of doing numbers. That says this lady was saying that basically our sisters, black sisters, don't have the same standards for zaddies, aka any other ethnic group, white, Asian, Arab, that's not black. They don't have standards for them, but they have standards for black men. We're gonna dive into that. And last but not least, we got this dusty, crusty, musty, tusty Elon Musk. And the damage that he is doing to my hometown city, Memphis, Tennessee, building that damn supercomputer that he had. So we're going to touch on that a little bit too. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me grab some of these comments real quick. DeMarcus, whenever you show up, you shaking shit up. These folks be letting you get under their skin, and I don't know why. But anyways, I thought TP took it over. Yes, BET has not been right for years. Well, according to this guy, he said it was the Redstone family. Who knows? Maybe it's somebody tied under it. You know, a lot of these folks, they'll have the face of something, but yet, you know, the person who's actually in charge be someone else. This is why people shy away from BET and BET shows now. Yes, sir. Man, when I listened to Dolph, he was going off like Tupac did on Biggie and in the rap beef. What's up, Steve? Imagine if Tyler Perry purchased BET. Would we be in the same predicament? We're going to cover that, DeMarcus. I'm going to get to that. So, well, actually, we're on the BET topic. Now I think about it. So, I guess I can go ahead and answer your question. In my opinion, it wouldn't change too much. Because if you pay attention, all of Tyler Perry's shows are very stereotypical shows, just like what's airing on BET right now anyway. So I don't see why it would change too much. I mean, because let's go ahead and just look at it. And then a lot of Tyler Perry shows are on BET. So, I mean, let's look at what Tyler Perry has on his show. Angry black women, messed up black men. He always shows, especially, I don't know what his grudge is with black men. I don't know if something happened to him growing up, the reason why he puts it in there, or what the deal is. But he always, every time he has a show, if you pay attention, majority of the time, and I mean majority, the black woman is always angry. Most of the time she got some kind of, sugar daddy mistress that's white or some other ethnic group. And she always have or had a black man that's abusing her, treating her wrong. And every time the black man that's treating her wrong, he's always dark-skinned. Like the nigga's always dark-skinned. And then on top of that, it's always a lighter-skinned man that comes and rescue her. Whether it's a light-skinned nigga or it's a white or, Hispanic or whatever guy, he's always the savior. Like we can go down the list with that real quick, actually. Diary of the Mad Black Woman. Dark-skinned sister. She was actually a good woman. Of course, she ended up becoming a mad black woman. And then what happened? She had a dark-skinned husband that wouldn't shit. that ended up you know, treating her bad and stuff like that. And then the person who came and rescued her, who was it? Shamar Moore, a light skinned dude. It's the same thing with the have and have nots. It's the same thing with what's the name of it? The family union one. It's the same thing with let me see. He got a lot of them. I just gonna have to really think. But I don't want to spend too much time on Tyler Perry. I actually want to show y'all the video of the guy that I'm talking about and what he had to say, and then we can get some more reactions. Yeah, Tyler Perry definitely have daddy issues, no question about it. His stepdad was like them people he write about. Okay, so that's where it comes from. Yeah, colorism is a thing for the brothers and the sisters, but I do think some of the times we use that as a, you know, excuse for some of the things not going out our way, because I've seen it too many times, and unfortunately, our sisters in my opinion, our sisters use it more. They think that certain guys don't just treat them a certain way because they're dark skinned, and that's not 100% accurate. Actually, it be what your attitude is. If you have a bad attitude or funky attitude, people gonna move differently with you. It has nothing to do with your complexion. It's the attitude. What folks fail to some of our sisters fail to realize is that we prefer peace over your good looks. You can be very good looking, but if you ain't giving us peace, we gonna look elsewhere a lot of the time. Anyways, let me go ahead and play this video.
BET is not even owned by black people. Mm-hmm. The Redstone family, they're Ashkenazi who own BET. Now, look what's on BET. I mean, a lot of it's negative stereotypes and stuff like that. If black people own their own media, they wouldn't allow a lot of negative stereotypes to be on there.
So you see the dude up here, you know, he got his star and stuff like that. That's the guy who owns it now. I mean, I'm not sure how old this video is, but I'm pretty sure it's not that old. So he was saying the Redstone family, whoever this guy is. I'm guessing he's on it.
But let's go back to American black culture back like 1950s, 1960s. They had very low divorce rates. They all dressed really nice. They were all polite and everything like that, you know.
All in, real quick to address you. I agree with you. It definitely is a thing that it happens. It definitely is a thing. I know a bunch of crusty, dusty niggas shit all this, and then whenever I hear it personally, I always check them on. Like it's some ugly ass nigga that I know from. Y'all don't know him, but from a while back, like women, I like Hispanic. Anytime I hear some bull crap like that, I'm gonna check the nigga right there. If you ask me, the black woman is the top tier, but when you have the bad attitudes, your ship starts sinking. So, just to be clear, it absolutely is happening with the coloring. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it don't exist. But what I'm saying is that some of our sisters allow that to control things with them. When, you know, you can just move past it and then, you know, only rock with the brothers or the people in general that rock with you.
And with any culture, but everything started going downhill when they had somebody else take control over their media and started profiting off their own demise. Because I remember even hearing Kanye West talking about this, like 1990s. That's when all this like gangster stuff coming out.
Yeah.
And they had all these like self-demeaning music videos and everything like that. Missy Elliott and calling herself a bitch. They're all using the N-word and stuff like that. It's all like self-depreciation. But you have another group of people destroying somebody else's culture and making a ton of money in the process.
Right.
And that's not right.
They're making them look bad.
BET and all that, it should They should own their own media. Everyone should own their own media. But when you don't own your own media, that's when others get to exploit you for their own profit and to your own demise, man.
And they control you, basically.
They control you. They control which way you vote and everything through that.
Facts. So I 100% agree with this guy who's saying this, because this is the thing. Black people were by far the most emotional ethnic group on the planet. It's so easy to get us emotional, mad, and raging about things that some of the times it's not even that serious, but after all we have been through, they know how to crush our minds. So this is the thing. If you can make a person emotional, you can control their thoughts. That's legit the truth. Like he said at the end, you control the way they vote too. All you got to do is condition them with the emotions that you've been telling them in the television, in the music, and then you already know which way they're going to lean because of what they've been through. They're not going to even think, that is this person actually for us. And to be honest with you, we should look at it as none of these people are really for us, but how can I benefit the most from whoever it is? But instead, we just go with, this is the way that they tell it. Because let's just be real, Black people, we only lean Democrat. It's been like this for almost a century. We lean Democrat all the time. And a lot of it is because of the entertainment that we condition it, and the media, which is also controlled by them. The problem is we don't own anything, so we can't control anything. Once upon a time, we understood it was crystal clear who our enemies were, how to stick together, how to move. Now we act like we don't even know who our enemies are. Hey, I commend y'all, my good colored, melanated people at work listening to me, but that really made me feel good. Do you think Tyler Perry was involved with P. Diddy and Will Smith? Ooh, damn, Jamal is trying to get me in trouble up here. It's crazy, bro. I haven't really seen any connection as far as what I could see. I haven't seen any connection with Tyler Perry, with, Diddy and Will Smith. So I don't know, bro. Probably, maybe not. Because like when I went to the, certain awards and stuff like that, you see Diddy and Will there. You don't see Tyler Perry. Keep it behind it. To be honest with you, I would probably say that's not the case. He probably doesn't as well because 50 Cent is messing with, Tyler Perry. If Tyler Perry was close with Diddy and them, I don't think 50 Cent would be messing with him. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna lean towards no. BET also sister channel like BET Gospel. Streaming service like. Hold on. So does those still exist? Because I do remember like BET Gospel, you know what I'm saying? BET Jams, the other sister networks and stuff for BET Jams, obviously still part of it. But do those still exist? I actually forgot all about it. Like those were the days where actually you could look at BET and actually see, Black excellence being created. They was playing stuff like, John Singleton's speeches and things like that. Now, I don't even watch BET, to be honest, bro. Now, I do watch Tyler Perry's show, The Oval. That's on BET. But that's more so because I got a few friends that's in The Oval. So I kind of follow it to watch them. But Bad attitudes is from neglect. Most times it's displaced therapy and healing needs to happen. I agree with that. And that's why I agree with when Kevin Samuels used to say black people need to do more therapy. Absolutely. Because we done been through too much to be just holding it all in. I miss freestyle days of one. Oh yeah, bro. We had 106 and stuff like that. What have we been able to own? Yeah, that's the problem. We're not owning anything. When we did, of course, these same people they found a way to destroy it. But then try to point the finger, acting like, "Whoa, why y'all ain't doing that? Why ain't?" See, the part that kind of upsets me is that they make us look so bad. And now I'm talking about Black Americans. They make us look bad to our other African and Caribbean, brothers and sisters, because when they come over here, they may come over here and be able to have access to things that we didn't. It's like, how are you able not be able to do this, do that, do that? But they don't understand that for years, each time we tried to create something, these people were destroying it. And you got coons. I don't know if that might be a taboo word. These spoons out here, be coming out here saying, acting like, they don't notice it. Just because you were able to go ahead and become successful and stuff like that. I don't know what the circumstances were, but you can't act like, certain systemic racism don't exist, because it absolutely does. But my only thing with it is that I think we too much allow it to define who we are. We use it as an excuse, and we got to correct it. Yeah, the Willie Lynch syndrome is real. Amanda Sellers just debated your point that two things happen at once, and we get the blame for it. Yeah, I covered Amanda Sellers partially on last week's show. I think was it last week or was it? It may have been Monday. It was Monday or last week. I covered some of that because it absolutely is a thing, bro. And they didn't stop trying to act like it's not. It is. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and let me dive into the next topic. That was good stuff. So, Yo Gotti, he is back in the news because, like I said, we know the ongoing. Excuse me. We know the ongoing Young Dolph trial is going on still. So as long as that thing is still going on, absolutely, Yo Gotti's name is going to keep coming up because, of course, he is the CEO of Cocaine Music Records. So as long as that and this is the thing, certain people are expecting a verdict very soon, and more than likely it probably will be soon. But the problem is, after we get the verdict, it's a high possibility that the feds might come and pick it up and turn this into a RICO case for your boy Yo Gotti. If so, that's gonna be real, real ugly for him. So I'm trying to find my slides where they was speaking on this, where it could potentially turn to this RICO. It's like one of them got wiped or something. It's crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead. Here's the thing. Well, this is the problem with Yo Gotti. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. He recently released a new music video. Like, I don't know if this nigga just had this in his back pocket or what the hell, but basically he put out this new thing, this new verse or whatever that I seen with the music. And he could, honestly, I don't even know if this one's new, but I know if it is not too old. And then a lot of black people with our pride make mistakes like that, talking too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you talking about stuff like this, knowing that you might got an ongoing investigation, possibly pending, meeting you at your doorstep? But you know, niggas, it's like Outset says, niggas do anything for clout. So he's trying to take advantage of this situation going on probably by releasing new music. Sure, it might turn out to be profitable to you, but at what cost? Because you might end up getting your ass locked up. Anyways, I'm about to go ahead and share the video. This is the verse that Yo Gotti have for, you know, what I was just speaking of. You ask me, I don't know, nigga. You might be digging your own grave with this. That was the verse. And pretty much, you know, he's talking about the people taking the stand and stuff like that. Like, nigga, what are we doing? Because you know how the RICO investigations start. If they're able to, you know, get you down for that conspiracy or, you know, put you in that crime, like of, you know, organized crime, which CG, dang, I can't even think. What's the name of his damn label? Cocaine Music record label, that one. You know, gets caught up in that, then they can spill that RICO case on you. Your ass can be cooked. Because you know the feds, they love RICOs. That's their favorite thing. So, and to answer your question, Demal, you said, would I take an acting gig on BET? It depends on what it is. But that's one thing about me. I'm very specific about things that I'll, you know, portray my image with. Like, it's just certain, I put it in whenever I start a new agency and stuff like that, I always let them know it's certain roles that I just won't take. So, if it's something that's, you know, tarnishing my image, I feel like to a degree, I won't take it. And unfortunately, a lot of the times in BET, it be that stuff. If it's just, you know, a regular gangster role, you know, I'll even possibly take a role where, you know, a domestic violence role. You know what I'm saying? Possibly. Depends on the extent of it. But yeah, it's just certain things though that I'm against. But yeah, all in, you absolutely right. Angela Simmons saw the writing on the wall. She said, oh no, this big forehead ass nigga about to go down. Let me get up out of here. Yeah, she pulled a smart man. You said what happened with BET? I mean, you kind of missed that segment, but basically, long story short, it was just saying how basically once BET got bought by that other family, it went downhill and started poisoning the minds of black people. That's the quickest way I can sum it up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hernandez ended up snitching and basically kind of, implicating Gotti and Juke as the people that was behind the hit. So that's not looking good for them. Cedric, what's up, man? I've seen you in a minute. Well, it ain't been that long, but still. But anyways, yeah, your boy Yo Gotti could be potentially getting himself into some deep trouble trying to flex on niggas. That's another thing about us. We love to flex on people. When we can just leave that shit alone and live another day. Yeah, I heard about the last Friday. They actually been trying to do it for a while. It's very unfortunate that they weren't able to get it done before, some of our greats passed away. Like, John Witherspoon, Tiny Lister Jr. Who else passed away? Somebody else did. I'm not thinking of. Oh, yeah, the guy who played Ezel. Got his name. Yeah. Yep. Like, I don't know. These niggas can be successful and lead the hood and still can't lead the hood. It'd be crazy. Like for me, when I come back to the neighborhood and stuff like that, you said Felicia. The lady who played Felicia passed away? What do you mean, Bernie AJ? Who is AJ Johnson? I know you're not talking about AJ Johnson from Baby Boy. She didn't pass away. I seen her not that long ago. Red passed away too. Damn. And if Felicia passed away, I didn't know she passed away. I must have seen her. Yeah. No. Oh, you're talking about Ezel's name. Got it. Okay. Cool. But anyways, let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and head to my next slide. This one right here is gonna be a tough topic. So this right here was trending. I thought it'd be a nice one to cover. Basically, and I'm glad we actually got a lady that's on here right now currently. I would love to know your opinion. I kind of wish I had more women in here for this topic. But maybe more of them, watch it a little later on and can share their opinion on it. But basically, this sister here, look, I'm not sure if she's part of Islam or not, but it looked like she may possibly be. But anyways, she was sharing a viral video where she was explaining that unfortunately our sisters have high standards for black men, but they don't have these same standards for quote unquote zaddy, these other white counterparts and stuff like that. They can be a regular guy, they can be lame, they can dress any kind of way. As long as they think they got some kind of money or something like that, it's okay. That's the only qualifications. When the black brothers have to basically work miracles in order to really get the majority of our sisters' attention in today's time. So I thought that video was very interesting to share. and we can get some opinions about it, and also another thing that was interesting about this is as she was speaking, they were showing a lot of our sisters that were dating other ethnic group, and the guy that they were dating ended up unaliving them. I was like, wow, that is crazy. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and share this thing. Give me a second. Swear to God, when I get ready to come and try to get these on here, I'm just doing it this way. Yeah, it should be able to play this way. StreamYard, be bullshit. I want to share my whole screen. Why the hell this thing ain't look like this? There we go. Shit.
Black women don't have standards for zaddy. They got standards for black men, but they don't have none. None of that astronomical, super duper expectations, crazy stuff. They don't have that for zaddy. They have it for you, black men. You got to jump through hoops. See, black women will tell black men that I'm not going to settle. So her standards are non-negotiable. They go completely out the window when a white man come along. What's that? He could be anybody. He could be a bum. He can do anything. He can be anything. He can be nothing. And she'll go for it. She'll go for it. She'll pick me for him. That's why she got all them standards. You're not a man to begin with to the modern hyena. You are a slave to them. Remember, they overseers that identify with zaddy. So you're a slave. So you as black men gotta prove that you can.
All of these people that they're showing right here at the top were the victims. They got unalived by these counterparts that she's sharing up there.
I'm out of slave status to get to her level or above. Ain't that right, hyenas? Black men gotta prove that he can get out of slave status to be on your level or above. But the reality is, in your mind, the only one above you is master. And black men will never be William Cartwright. Black men gotta spend a ton of money. They gotta be fine. He got to be fine, okay? Not a little cute. He got to be so fine that you somewhere about to jump out your drawers. But he gotta be entertaining. He gotta be funny. He gotta be charming. He gotta be this. He gotta be that. He gotta take care of your kids, or at least feed them on the first date. If you got, 2, 3 kids, you expect him to take you on an expensive date, and you expect him to pay for food to go so you can feed your kids and your mom. That's it.
Damn. You said, and your mama is at the house. All right, so that was the video I was talking about. So I would love to see the opinions of people that's in here. Yeah, Felicia didn't pass away. I was like, dang, bro, don't put that on Felicia. Yeah, it's a heavy topic for sure. You said that saying is true for some folks that you can take them out of the hood, but can't take the hood out of them. That is absolutely true. DeMarcus, I already watched Beauty in Black, so I'm already up to speed with that. And I must say, I think that might be one of Tyler Perry's best pieces, if not the best show. But yeah, I already watched it. Most definitely on both sides at this point. Black women and black men hate each other, and it's so sad. Well, I definitely agree with you on that. But this is where the challenge is. That's different, though. I must say this. Black men don't change because men don't change. If you are a fine sister, you already are in the door. If you got a good attitude on you, you probably gonna get wiped up. If you're willing to be on the man's program, like originally it's supposed to be for so many years, now so many women have an issue with following the man. They're saying, oh, our men aren't leaders, but you won't listen. You can't lead what won't listen. So that's a major issue. But what she's implying is that all of these superficial standards that they have for black men, white man could come out there with cargos on, a t-shirt, some sandals with his damn feet out, can even have a gut some of the time, and they won't apply that same pressure with him. All you got to do is have a little money on him, and you're gonna take him. A lot of them do that. A black man with that same swag wouldn't have a chance. Because even the ones that's regular guys, most of them don't have a chance. Because in today's society, most of our sisters aren't I don't even want to say sisters when it comes to that. Most women in general don't even seeing that these people exist. I think we have it a little worse, but the modern day women, when it comes to that, it's bad. But pretty much, yeah. I do see it all the time, where some of the time, well, not all the time. Let me correct myself. I don't see it all the time. I do see it where some of the times you can see a sister walking around with a dude that look regular, would be considered a bomb if he was in our community. And they be walking around with him like it ain't nothing. Because the standards, I don't know, it's like we've been conditioned. But on the flip side, here's the way you write all in. I see this all the time. These white dudes, when they get a sister, most of the time they going for something fine. They ain't going for the regular. Our brothers, when we do that, we be having some very average looking, borderline smuggly looking white women. Unless you a top tier, black man. A lot of them they'll just settle for anything. But that goes to say what I said is, as long as you bring the peace, they'll be okay with it. But what I'm saying is, a black man could be basically bringing to the table the same thing that the white counterparts are bringing to it, and you won't accept them. And I believe that's some kind of mental issue with us that we have, because in our heads, when you're with somebody that's white, you're doing something right. Like, oh, you're successful. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times we look at them as validity that, I made it. I can go in certain spaces and stuff that I once upon a time couldn't go in. Let me check up on these comments. Love you all, black men. I don't identify with the slander of you at all. Thank you. We love you too, sister. And I'm the same way with the sisters. I don't play about niggas sitting around just bashing the sisters like that. If it's now, it's a difference between telling the truth and holding them to a standard. That's different than just straight up just bashing them, saying, "Oh, all them hoes going, all them hoes this, that, and that." Oh, they don't want. That's not all of them. So if the sister not in the wrong and stuff like that, you're not about to put that whole dark cloud on all our sisters. That's what I'm not going to allow. But I will say, a lot of them do prove them right, unfortunately, with some of the actions that they made, trying to fight men. That's another thing that I think is very crazy in today's society. So many sisters that be wanting to raise their hand to a man, and you anytime you do that, you're out of the line unless you're defending yourself because he's attacking you or he's attacking your children or something like that. But it's too many times where they can just, because you mad, you think that gives you the authority to put your hands on them. It doesn't. And as far as black men, I mean, come on. As men, you know, you don't supposed to be putting your hands on women. We know that. So that goes without saying. Yes, sir. That's how I feel too. Our sisters are the best. And I think the other ignorant groups know that too. The only thing is they probably don't want to deal with the attitude that a lot of them come with too. I'm sorry. A lot of them come with a very funky attitude. And that's the reason why you get involved. But I think our sister's biggest issue is not understanding economics through the social media. That's the biggest issue, because so many of us are well, I say us like I'm one. So many of our sisters are chasing the same stature of men that only exist in a very small part. Like I think if women would really get it installed into their heads, and obviously I'm not talking about all women, some of them probably do understand, but majority of them, especially the younger generation of today, they don't. They don't understand that, hey, I want a man that's balling. I want a man to make $100,000 a year or more. A lot of them be wanting more than that, because $100,000 is not enough for them no more. But just by you wanting $100,000 a year, you have lowered your chances of a man down to 15%. Only 15% of men exist now for you. Now you got to eliminate the gays. Now you're down to maybe 10%. Then you got to eliminate the ones that's already married. Now you're down to only probably 6% of them left. Then you got to consider the ones that you ain't actually attracted to. Because some of them have these crazy standards, oh, he got to be 6 feet. Now you're probably down to 1%. You're not understanding that. Then on top of that, you're not okay with sharing a man. You all want a man that's monogamous. That most of the time in those tier of men, they don't exist. So that's the reason why a lot of our sisters are single, and then they're shouting out, "It ain't no good men." No, you threw away 90-some% of the men, so you can't even find out. That's the issue. But what the sister here is implying is that you don't hold those same standards for white men. You only hold those standards for us. You said being a good woman is not high on this list now to the new group of men. Could you elaborate a little bit what you mean by that? season 2 of Beauty in Black will drop this September 11th. Really? The trailer came out today. Damn, Demarcus, you just dropped some news on me. I did not know that. Okay, I might go ahead and do a breakdown for Beauty in Black trailer and for Reasonable Doubt, because they dropped their trailer yesterday. We give the negative few in our culture the go, and they have the most say, which does not apply to people like me. Double standards can even manifest in life and death situations within the healthcare system, where Black women are more likely to experience disparities in care and treatment and pain and symptoms. That is true. That's absolutely, like, unfortunately, they think Black women's tolerance as far as childbirth is so much greater than the other ethnic groups that a lot of them tend to, end up dying in childbirth because the doctors aren't listening to them when they're telling them the pain is too severe. So that's definitely a thing. Yeah, absolutely. Dating outside your race do be considered that. But more and more as I grow up, as I get older, I start to understand it more because of the dilemma that we're dealing with. But I don't know, for me, I probably only could date or marry a sister. I just can't see myself dating outside my race, marrying outside of my race. They're just me. I don't hit them when I'm mad, but I'll defend myself if I have to. I was taught by my aunt, if a woman hits you, keep your pimp pants wrong. Hey, I'm going to say this. I think was told something similar. I'm going to just end with that. You said a good woman, now a hoe? What do that mean? This one right here, I knew this one right here would be a little hot. But yeah, I'm gonna wait on your response with that when you said Black good women are hoes, because I don't know how that go together. But I would love to see you maybe explain a little bit more of what you mean by that. What's up with your support? And all in, I'm not sure if I ever said it while you was on the live before, but I am going to start a podcast that's going to be coming soon. We're going to do a tester probably this coming Sunday, where I got a group of sisters, and also have a group of Black men. It's going to be a Black panel where we basically have topics similar to this, diving deep into issues among the culture. And we're going to be dealing with hot topics such as this, but it's going to be very diverse on some of the topics that we're going to speak on. So I think a lot of these issues need to be talked about, and we need to be able to express ourselves freely. I think it's way too much judgment when it comes to us and a lot of things of how we're feeling and seeing certain things. So that's something else that I'm going to launch. Not exactly sure what the day that we're going to, debut. I know we're going to do a practice run Saturday, so that we can kind of get familiar with, how it's going to be done. And the reason I'm telling you this, you seem like you might be a good candidate, and it could also help with, YouTube content, growing your channel. If you're interested, the door is open. Did that nigga just say, give me $1? Go ahead. You say, am I collabing? Of course, I'm always open to collab with people. I tell people that all the time. And the crazy thing is, certain people reach out to me, and I tell them, yeah, I'm open. Just, hit me on my IG or, reach out to me. They never do it. I don't know if they're afraid to do it. 'Cause a lot of people are afraid to come on, come on camera or, speak in public like that. But I do get it. It can be challenging, especially when you got a lot of people watching you and stuff like that. And you're sensitive, worrying about what people might say. But working in the field that I work in, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I took public speaking, growing, while I was in college and shit. So I'm kind of prepared for it. But we live in whole culture. If you are not that, you are looked as nothing. You have to be outside instead of taking care of home. Well, I will say that is, I don't think that's really accurate. What I would say to that is, I think men are looking for, if you're saying men are looking for the hoes, sure, because niggas just love an easy target to go, go and get them. But as far as what they're wifing up, no, they're not looking at that. Do some hoes get wifed up? Absolutely. But look at how it turned out. We got a couple situations where what they were in their past life. Then once it goes sour, niggas acting like they surprised. So I'm not saying that no hoes get wiped up and stuff like that, but no, we definitely, like, for me, I definitely love the women that, like, my girl. I wouldn't have her coming on stuff like this and stuff like that, because I don't want the world, looking at her and stuff and hearing certain things and stuff like that. Like, y'all don't need to know that. So I'm a person that love the women that still, not saying you can work. Sure, if you want to work, go ahead. But, the ones that, I'll say this, the ones that tend to want their career over their men, it don't work out a lot of the time. See, I think the confusion is a lot of women think putting their career first and collecting a certain amount of money qualifies them as a good woman. And that's not exactly true. Like Corey Hogan said, baby mama get the women, or black men, okay, you say, get the women they know will destroy them. Hey, a lot of them are doing it. I gotta agree with you. I mean, look at what's happening. We got so many different cases of it. But I would say, but I'm gonna say this though. I think that's more of the men that are celebrities. The average black man don't do that. That's not, you can't really say that's the case with the average black man. But see, this is the problem. Like I said earlier, these regular average men don't exist to most women. They don't even look their way. If you're not doing something that is valued, and then other people can look at it and be like, damn, yeah, I remember, that's the dude who do that, X, Y, Z. They don't want to look your way. If you're just a regular guy that's that's a fireman, a plumber, a construction guy, electrician. A lot of women aren't attracted to that no more, which is kind of crazy. Hey, Mike, what is up with you saying I hate you? We ain't doing that. What are we talking about? I can't do this no longer, man. You're gonna have to change your ways, or I'm get back in the game. What are you talking about, dude? That's true. And we have categories: grown boys versus men, women versus grown girls. Yeah, unfortunately. Hey, we've been on this topic a very long time. I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next topic, the final one, and that is this musty, crusty, dusty Elon Musk. Now, I'm gonna say this. I wasn't the type that, I wasn't 100% against everything he was doing. At first, I guess I didn't know too much about Elon. I mean, I know a lot of people started hating him a lot once he started, supporting Trump, of course, but I'm not trying to dig into that. That's not really the center of attention. But what's bothering me right now, you know what? I'm not sure on all that. I'm not sure if Elon and Trump are on good terms again or not. But it seems like to me, Trump tends to be the type that once you don't effed up, he ain't. I said, once you don't effed up, he's not giving you another chance. I don't know. He seems like that type to me. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they have. But the issue I have with him is his insane technology that he got going on. This supercomputer that he has built. And he's actually done some of this activity unlawfully. And basically, it's poisoning the air up in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. And that's the reason why this ugly ass nigga got to be stopped right now. Because I understand you're saying it's going to bring more jobs and all this crap that you're saying, but come on. Y'all done lied to us so many times, right? And then on top of that, more than likely you're going to have your AI jobs do most of them, the damn jobs. It's not going to be actually human. Then you're polluting the air. That's the biggest issue. And then of all the cities, you want to come your ass to here, Memphis, and do this. So that's my issue I have with this nigga. But I have a video where, they basically are talking about some of this issue that, some of the things that he is doing here. And also, according to Elon, he has said out that ancient Egypt, Memphis, from ancient Egypt, was actually here in the city of Memphis. And it's crazy. I actually seen a map that's saying that America is actually, the land that the Bible is speaking of, Egypt. And if you really pay attention, all of the things that the Bible describes, the Great River, the pyramid, and a bunch of other things, is here in America, but we just kind of didn't see it that way. But that's not really what I'm here to discuss. I really want to bring up what he is doing here in Memphis, and we need to push his little ass out. That ain't cool. So, and then a lot of us has said things about, because the elderly has saying that the toxins that he's putting in the air is causing people to get symptoms that you typically get from smoking. People who smoke a lot. But they was like, these people that are catching it, they never smoked a day in their life. They don't smoke, but some kind of way they're catching it. And it was like this started once Elon brought in this supercomputer.
Keyshawn Pearson, Executive Director of Memphis Community Against Pollution. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Keyshawn, let's begin with you, as you're quoted all over about what's happening in your community, Memphis, Tennessee, where Dr. King was assassinated April 4th, 1968. Memphis, Tennessee.
I'm going to say this, though, just to put this out here. I don't know why she got to bring up that Dr. King was assassinated here. I mean, shit, you didn't have to add that. That was unnecessary. I don't know if you did. I don't know about y'all or the Memphis people, but I took that as a shot. You had to announce that.
Elon Musk wants to build, is trying to expand Colossus. Explain what's happening in the community response and what you're planning to say today at the health department hearing.
What's happening in Memphis is a human rights violation. Elon Musk and XAI are violating our human right to clean air and a clean, healthy environment. Today, I plan to address the Shelby County Health Department in stating that this has not been a transparent process. This has been done in a clandestine way. And this is not the way that we can move forward healthily for our community. We need justice in processing. We need justice in the process. We need redress and repair. We don't need continual pollution. We've seen this story before, where polluters come to our city, whether it has been TVA and their Valero plant, sterilization services and their ethylene oxide plant. We have continued to be looked at as the path of least resistance. Today, I will make and explain to our Shelby County Health Department that we are not the path of least resistance. We are a resilient community that deserves the human rights of clean air, clean water, clean soil, and a healthy environment. We should not continue to bear the burden of the negative health impacts of this facility and its rapid pace and movement. A phrase and a term coined by Leah Thomas, environmental intersectionalism.
Let me ask you, Keith.
How black,
I want to ask you, Elon Musk claims he chose the former Electrolux building in Memphis because he wanted to get his AI applications up as fast as possible within 122 days. He decided to use the abandoned building instead of a brand new one. Can you talk about what Electrolux was before the process it took for Musk's company XAI to purchase the building?
Electrolux was a company that scammed the city of Memphis. Electrolux came to our city and promised jobs, promised prosperity, similar to what XAI is doing, and then they left. They left without fulfilling.
Like always, they come here, and when I say come here, I'm not talking about the city of Memphis in general, but just in general throughout the history of, us. Because keep in mind, Memphis is a predominantly black city. They come make promises saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, this is going to help you with this, this is going to help you with that. And then, of course, when the time comes, we get the short end of the stick, like always. So this is nothing different. Elon is going to try to suck us dry of the resources that we do have. And then once he's done, he's going to just push it to the side.
On the promise of jobs, they left without fulfilling the tax recommendations and the taxes that they said that they would provide that would elevate our community. They made promises and then they left and abandoned us. This is the same process that we've seen Elon Musk do in Texas as well as California. He will create a plan and then he will leave. And so what we're seeing right now is that this continual process is continuing to happen with a new tenant. Electrolux provided him the facility, and he is scamming the city of Memphis while putting out pollution.
Keyshawn, I want to introduce your brother. This is an interesting insight.
Yeah, I don't want to bore y'all too much by playing the whole thing. I mean, if you're interested in seeing the entirety of this, I can share it in the description of when I cut the videos up. But yeah, just shedding a little light on what is happening. And it's really sad that he's coming here and he's doing this, because it's already starting to take an effect on people, and getting them sick. And then on top of that, he's only going to use that to his advantage. It's not going to benefit us. I'm pretty sure of that. And then, the rise of AI is already growing rapidly. And he's going to put his AI robots to work, put us out of business. And then on top of that, our mayor, from what I could understand, sold us out. I mean, obviously I live in Los Angeles, really, but I still pay attention to what's going on back home as well, because my family and friends live there and I'm from here. So, but yeah, it's really sad what this little nigga is doing. Yeah, they probably gonna do a lot of gentrification for sure. To be honest with you, they have been trying to do that for quite a while now. I think we just won't move out as quickly as they want us to. But yeah, they've been trying to, like the area where I'm from, originally it was called Whitehaven, but we don't change it to Blackhaven because black people have lived here for so long. But slowly but surely, we are seeing a lot of different ignorant groups moving into here, because each time, since I've been living in LA, if I go up, a good little while from being home, like really paying attention, when I do come back and stay for a while, I notice a lot of other different ethnic groups are living here. Like even Asians are starting to come in here. And Asians were not here before I moved to LA. So they're definitely starting that process. Dude, what are you talking about? Yeah, this might be just on here saying crazy stuff, bro. Just be starting crazy crap. And the thing is, I don't understand how you're not in school right now. Vance tell Musk to stay loyal to Trump, Republican Party, and third party speculation. He got such a face that you would want to practice keeping your pimp hands strong. Hello, who is he talking about there? Same story. They get the black populated cities sick with cancer from those warehouses and types of business. I've heard that about Egypt too. Hold on, All-In, where are you located, if you don't mind me asking? I'm not sure if I asked you that before. We have to ignore Elon because he likes to steer the pot. Nah, we can't ignore his ass here. That motherfucker putting heat down here. Would you say this is as bad as the water situation in Flint, Michigan? Oh boy, I don't know. But one thing that I am concerned with is he going to mess up our water supply that's here? Because actually, Memphis, we have some of the best water in the country, and that's actually part of the reason why he wanted to come here. Elon Musk has already given up on plans to start his own party and instead look to back Vance in 2028. They fake us, use our local representatives against us, and those jobs will not work for us. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work for any human in general. I think it's going to work I think he's going to put his robots to work. So it's just going to put us out of work with, him getting what he wants, and we just going to get pushed to the side. Man, I just saw the finale of BMF. I see why y'all was roasting that shit and why neither MovieBot or Rudy P Magic covered that shit. How the F did I'm guessing you meant be Mickey. Be snitchy. Oh, that's what you tried. Be snitchy, baby, Baba fall in love with him. That's what I said, bro. I'm not trying to dig into that right now, but that is crazy. I tried to give that shit a chance. Yeah, I told you, bro. It's bad. DeMarcus swear we ain't. That redlining system was, in fact, years ago. They wait our grandparents out to die so that they can take the land back. I don't think they're going to be successful at it this time, though, all in. Okay, so all in, you think Texas is the most racist state? What part of Texas, if you don't mind me asking that? I don't know. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time in Texas. I mean, typically when you think of the most racist states, I mean, you think Virginia, Mississippi. But I tell you, Mississippi don't play. Them niggas don't play down there. And it's crazy. Living in the Haven in Memphis, Mississippi is right there. Like it's like an hour and a half, possibly 2 hour walk, but we could just walk right into Mississippi. That's how close I am to them. So, them niggas, you get caught doing anything, they looking to arrest you. They don't play around. So if Texas is more racist than Mississippi, that's crazy. And then of course, you know, Virginia, they got their little stain, the Commonwealth. Then you got Tennessee got their things too. Tennessee ain't no joke, especially certain parts. Then you got racist ass Arkansas. I don't know. I was talking about Elon when I said you'll want to practice keeping your pimp hand. Oh, okay, I got you. Ronna, what's good, dude? Thanks, Jay, for covering this topic. I am from North Memphis, now living in Southeast. I am pissed about this Musk thing. Most things about Memphis is effed up. See, this is another guy that's from Memphis and he's currently living here, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. We gotta push this little ass nigga out, bro. Because like what he's doing is just, you know. Hey, I was gonna mention Alabama. I got caught up in mid-sentence. Alabama is absolutely racist. Texas got a high school whose name is the Cotton Pickers. Damn. What? Is it a black school? That is crazy. That is crazy. Is that a black school, bro? My grandfather told us because Texas acts like they not racist, the good old boys. Well, I'm gonna say this. I got pulled over in Texas not too long ago, and I don't know. The guy, he was cool. Dude, to be honest with you, every time I'm driving, because some of the time, I know y'all might think I'm crazy, but some of the times instead of taking a flight, I drive from LA to Memphis. And when I do, you would think a new movie of The Fast and the Furious is being shot. And lately, I know to be able to escape, you know, do my thing and get on through there. But this time, these folks been catching me lacking. But I actually got some pretty good officers that, you know, that wasn't too bad. Let's say that. Oh, we definitely, I mentioned Mississippi. That's who I nominated as probably number one. Mississippi is bad. I don't care what none of y'all say. No, it ain't no Virginia hate, nigga. You know good damn well. When I was I was stuck in Virginia for like, 2 weeks. So many goddamn plantation houses there, you know good damn well is there. Don't try it. There is no escaping racism. It is in the DNA of this country. The U.S. never recovered from the Civil War. Okay, so maybe that'll be a hot topic that I can dive into a little bit more tomorrow's morning show, because that is a thing for sure. I have a lot of different multitude of thoughts when it comes to that. But yeah, it bothers me when people try to act like it doesn't exist yet. But I also will say, I think a lot of us, unfortunately, handicaps ourselves crying racism too much. Because at the end of the day, you know it's here. Learn how to move. Learn how to deal with it and not let it affect how you live. Be smart. Like I said, you got to know how to move because you know it's here. But you can't let that be the reason, oh man, they racist, bro. They ain't going to let us do that. They ain't going to let me do that. You limiting yourself because we really are the most powerful people on the planet. But it's not until we realize that as a whole, collectively, that we can really get out of it. We got to stop, giving them too much power. We give them too much power by saying all this stuff. Yeah, that nigga live in Virginia. Yeah, actually, All In got a really, really nice voice. I don't know. I didn't really listen out for, hold on. What part of Texas you said again? I actually got a lot of friends that's from Texas, more and more so Houston. But yeah, I got a lot of friends from Texas that I met living in LA, more so. Okay, so all that you're saying that Texas, they got it, they sneaky with it. So if that's the case, their racism is very similar to California's racism. I was thinking since, Texas is a red state, they would be more blunt about it. Because me personally, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I would prefer the upfront. Because you kind of know what it is. I would love to know what I'm dealing with than to deal with somebody that's sneak attacking me. Like I love to describe it all the time as I would have deal with a wolf than a snake, because you know what the wolf is there for, but the snake might be sneaking up on you. Or you can compare it to a wolf or a fox. The fox love to make friends with you, to trick you, fool you like he's one of you. Or he's just a homie, but in reality, he's a snake in the grass. So yeah, I much rather deal with that. So I'll take Tennessee racism any day over California's racism. Because how they be racist in California, they'll set the prices certain places and stuff like that, make you pay 3 times the rent, push you into certain neighborhoods and stuff like that, by making sure that you don't qualify to live in the nicer neighborhood. Like the rent is already $3,000 something. Then they saying you got to make 3 times the rent. Then you got to have a certain credit qualification. It's a lot of things they put in place that they know most average black people don't qualify for, so they keep us out by doing it. Okay, so you're in Dallas. Cool. So I haven't been in actually, what's great? I actually got family that's not too far in Dallas. They're in Fort Worth. So I actually be over there some of the time in that area. But yeah. I didn't know it was really like that though. I mean, that's I think that's the first hearing of it. But But then again, like I said, majority of my people that I know that I'm friends with are more so southern Texas, Houston area. Still sundown towns. I ain't gonna lie to you, all in. So on my way, it's crazy. I'm actually going. No, we cool. We're an hour 26. This segment is a lot longer than others, but that's cool. But on my way back, when I was driving up to Memphis, I got caught up in Texas. It was the upper part. I don't know what part of Texas it was. I know it wasn't Dallas because I wasn't quite down south farther enough to I was at the very top of Texas. All I know is whatever part I was in, it had got windy as hell at one point, then it stopped. Then I had to stop for gas. I don't know. It's like the energy there just shifted for me. And it just looked like somebody with a sheet on was getting ready to pop out the wood. So I don't know. Like I said, I can't tell you what part of Texas I was in, but like I said, it's at the very top. When you just, when you coming out of, when you just about to get to Oklahoma. So I was not that far from the state line when I was there. We as Black people have to think outside of the box and think 3 moves ahead of everyone. Yeah, we always have. And that's the way we need to be moving, bro. And our biggest thing too, is we got to realize that we got to put ourselves first. I think that's a major issue in our community. And like I said, I'm going to save most of it I probably will make a segment tomorrow. But we don't put ourselves first, unlike the other ignorant groups. Let's be real. The other ignorant groups that do actually own a lot of things, they put their communities first. Like, especially like the Asian community. They're in the Arabs too. They're not all of them. Fuck it. The only way they go, like, they're not shopping with Black businesses. The only time they're shopping with Black businesses, if we have something unique that only we have. They can't get it from their community. That's the only way they're really coming our way. Us, I'm finna go eat me some Chinese. Let me go get me some Mexican food. And this is no attack on none of these communities. I want to make that clear. But I'm just saying, that's how we think. Or not just with food. We'll go buy clothing from them. Our women, we go get our sisters go and get their nails and stuff from them. And their hair and all of that. We put way too much money in their communities and nothing in ours. We were the same way, only dealt with our people for the majority of businesses. And then on top of that, we complain too much. But like I said, I don't want to dig too much. I'm going to say that for tomorrow. But I got a lot to say when it comes to that. They are deep in the country areas still with sundown towns. I feel the same way about racism. I'd rather know what I'm dealing with. Facts. To your point, that's why my grandfather said the most racists hide it. Yes, and they're the most dangerous. I was one of the first Black children to attend Valentine Elementary. You've heard of it? Yeah, I have. We still identified as colored. I remember when we became Black. See, that's the thing. It's, Ronald, I would love to, have you up and have a conversation with you about that. Because I knew that. That's something I used to tell people. Because I remember my granddad telling me that, on his birth certificate, it says colored. It doesn't say Black. Because folks got to keep remembering that. To be honest, I would love for us eventually to get away from Black, especially African American. But yeah, we got to get away from that stuff and start getting our identity about ourselves. Because this Black thing is just a color. That's the reason why when, Caribbean or Africans come here, they don't a lot of them, they might resonate with black when it's, you know, when it's beneficial to them. But for the most part, they're going to identify with what they are. If they're Jamaican, they're going to say they're Jamaican. If they're Haitian, they're going to say they're Haitian. If they're, you know what I'm saying, from South Africa, they're going to say they're, what, I don't know what they're called. But anyways, if they're Ethiopian, they're going to say they're Ethiopian. Y'all get my point. Because those are actual, you know, nationalities. We don't have that. So that's something that we actually have to change as well, for them to actually, for you know, other groups to actually start taking it seriously. What's worse, being called the N-word or color? The N-word. In 2022, California had the most hate groups. Montana per capita. I heard it on a video that Idaho has the most. Like I told you, but and you know something else is wild? Living in Memphis and also moving to other parts of, you know, traveling to other parts of Tennessee, and even being in Mississippi the times I've been there, I was never called the N-word by someone until I moved to California. That's the truth. That's the first time it's ever happened. You like the wolf versus the snake analogy? Yeah, for sure. The other groups have been given help. I've worked for the government and see the leg up they get. Oh yeah, they absolutely get. That's what I meant by. Like I say, I'm gonna say that we're gonna definitely retouch on this tomorrow. I drove to Houston twice in 2023 and to Chicago last year. I will not drive at night. Will only stop in the city. I'm not gonna lie to you. I be driving at night. I be stopping whenever I stop. It might not be the smartest of things. Maybe I need to stop doing that. But I gotta get myself more familiar with, you know, where I'm at. But see, when I made that stop and I felt like, you know, somebody in the seat might show up. That was, you know, I didn't stop to take a rest in there. I just had to stop for gas and then kept it pushing. Self-hating racism. Oh yeah, a lot of that is here. Unfortunately, a lot of us stereotypes ourselves. Look at ourselves as, you know, certain things that hinders. But like I said, I'll do a segment about that to dive into that deeper. We're mulattoes on the census as of the 1900s. I'm sick of white folks claiming to be American and everybody else is some hibernated, which is crazy because we were here first. They know that. Some of them might be ignorant and don't know it, but we were here first. It was not. But that's more of what I'll touch on in the next show. That's wild because I have a cousin that lives in Idaho. You actually know somebody in Idaho? That's crazy. Anyways, she wants me to come and visit, and that will not happen. Oh boy. But yeah, man, good stuff today, people. I really appreciate everybody stopped to sharing your opinion, you know, spending your morning, whether you're at work or you just at the comfort of your home, spending your morning with me in this time. But yeah, I didn't expect you know, this segment like this to break out like that, but it's definitely something that needs to be, you know, spoke on. And like I said, the new podcast that I'm going to start, I think this will be a good thing. That'll be a great open space for us to talk about things such as that. The name of that segment will be called Black Chat Chronicles. That's the name that I got for it. So yeah, that's definitely something that, you know, I would love for people to tune in to whenever, you know, have time to. And like I said, I'm actually looking for people to come up and do it with me. Like you especially people that's open that wants to, get into the YouTube space. This can be a ticket in. Everybody will get their own copy of it to put on their channel. I'll help you promote it and stuff like that. And also, and you know what's crazy? I think right now I have more women than men, which is kind of crazy because I thought it would be easier for me to get the men. But as of now, I think I have more women. But I would love to have 5 solid women and 5 solid men. Not including myself. So basically 4 more solid dudes. Right, we was here first, which means no black people should have to work a job. Just think we live on the richest land on earth. Yeah, bro, they know they owe us a lot of stuff. And then the thing that bothers me, man, like I said, bro, I gotta say this. I gotta say this for another segment. Because as long as I stay here, I'm gonna keep going on and on before I know it. This is gonna be a 2 to 3 hour segment, and I gotta go ahead and get some other stuff done. And I still really ain't slept yet. But like I said, and Haiti Smith, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, but appreciate you stopping through. But I'm definitely gonna open up a segment for tomorrow's show. So the people, if you are available tomorrow to come through same time, we will have an individual time period where we address things like that. It doesn't make sense to me how the U.S. is the richest country yet has the most problems. I won't say the U.S. has the most problems. I just think we as the people, to a degree, are, entitled to a degree. I'm gotta keep it real. If you go to these other countries, you'll quickly find out they have way more issues. But this is the thing. Us as the melanated people as the real chosen people of the planet. They're gonna do any and everything they can to, keep a leash around our neck because they understand they control the true currency, which is us. We are the true currency. They can control the world. They understand that. I'm like Scarface. I wish I could save everyone, but I'm a dreamer. Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna hold up here, people. Like I said, appreciate everybody that stopped through. Of course, I will be available again after hours tonight, 11 o'clock Central. So anybody that, if you have time, stop through for that. But as of now, I'm going to go ahead and check out. And I'm going to see y'all a little. Yeah, Talia, you missed it. I'm getting ready to go, get up out of here. But I'm going to catch y'all at 11. And I'm going to holler at y'all.